such a wonderful inaugural program with valuable guests in the morning. Thank you, sir. Now, let's get started with the Leadership Conclave 2023. Dr. S.R.R. Sendil Kumar, Principal of Sona College of Technology, is an educational visionary, talented leader who has accommodated numerous students and faculty by introducing many facilities in various renowned institutions. I am happy to invite our principal to welcome the gathering.
Thank you. Are you all settled down? Please find out your places and be seated. Is it okay? So that we can start the session without any further delay. So, good afternoon, every one of you. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's a wonderful day today. We need to thank our Vice Chairman, Mr. Tyakuvaliyappa, for bringing this, Leadership Enclave 2023 for the benefit of all our students. Especially, the School of Business, they are all really fortunate. Only today, I think we inaugurated the session for 2023 and 24 for the business school, and immediately after that, you are all exposed to a kind of conclave, which is very, very important for you guys to be the leader in future. I was talking to you all guys, once you have settled down, please keep silence. That's most important quality, to be a better leader in future. Are you all hearing? Yes, let us keep silence. Yeah. So, it's a good thing is happening here today. I am really, really happy to be a part of this particular program, and I am very happy in welcoming every one of you, right from our, dedicated, dynamic Vice Chairman, Sri Tyakuvaliyappa sir. And, today's the important speakers like, Gautam Goyal, IPS, Deputy Commissioner of Police Salem, who is going to talk on navigating the ethical leadership. That's the topic, and sir is already available here within amongst us. And the other speaker, Ms. Abirami Santosh, who is the founder, Yeloo. She is going to talk on breaking barriers, empowering women in leadership. And there is one more, superb speaker, Mr. Sriram adhikari, who is the ISKCON's leadership forum, who is from the ISKCON's leadership forum, who is going to talk on title Mindful Leadership. So these are the, members, those who are going to speak amongst you today on this wonderful leadership. My dear friends, let us understand leadership is very, very important. Though the student's life, it is going to be different, but still when you pass out from this, you will become a leader, you will become a manager, you may have to, have so many things to be under control, under your control, and you may have to learn what exactly. And what is the purpose of making this conclave? Make the right moves. To make the right moves, the people, successful people, those who are going to be available today in front of you, delivering their experiences, delivering their, knowledge, whatever they have gathered, delivering whatever the stories they had, in their walk of life, etc., etc. That's going to be really, really useful for you guys. As I told you, to become a leader, let us keep our eyes and ears open always. Especially such kind of conferences and conclaves, whenever you are available, physically within the auditorium, please listen to the people. You will get a lot of success stories over there. And to be ready to take up the leadership role in your future career, definitely these kind of things are going to be really, really useful. As you all know that, we have spoken this morning also that, Sona has got a very big leadership qualities, and for that I have to show one accolade what we received on last Saturday. Actually, that talks about quality and reliability. NIQR, National Institution of Quality and Reliability, that's the biggest forum available in our nation, and that has identified Sona College of Technology as the most excellent educational institution. And where is that shield? Is it available here? That shield which we received? Yeah, I thought of showing it to you once again. That's the place you people are here, and that's the reason why, yeah. This is the, the shield which we have received, very latest. Last Saturday, Mr. Tyaguvalliyappa was there, and myself was there to receive this, such a big award from a forum called NIQR, Quality and Reliability, and that quality you are all going to get today. On what topic? On leadership. That's most important for you, my dear boys and girls. So let me not take much of your time. I just wanted to welcome every one of you in that way. I wholeheartedly welcome Mr. Tyaguvalliyappa, Mr. Goyal today, and Mr. Shivakumar, and my fellow principals, my dear colleagues, my dear student friends, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and people from Sona Star, and in general, every one of you, I wholeheartedly welcome. I believe that next three speakers are going to take up, the entire concentration of yours, and please be with them, and wherever you feel, I leave it to the individual speakers. In case if you have anything to get it clarified from them, you are always welcome. Be ready with your questions to, get it clarified from all the speakers today. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful sessions today through the Leadership Conclave 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome.
I'm proud to introduce the first guest of the conclave, Gautam Goyal, IPS, an accomplished officer from the 2019 batch of Tamil Nadu cadre who has undergone rigorous training at the prestigious Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy in Hyderabad. With a stellar career trajectory, he has risen to the esteemed position of Deputy Commissioner of Police, North Salem City. Mr. Goyal's dedication to the field of law enforcement is evident through his previous roles, where he served as an Assistant Superintendent of Police in Krishnagiri and Erode district, contributing significantly to the maintenance of law and order. Currently, he holds the pivotal position of DCP headquarters at Madurai City and also serves as the Deputy Commissioner of Police of North Salem City. In addition to his professional achievements, Sir Gautam Goyal's personal quality stands out. He is known for his integrity, humility, and strong sense of duty. These qualities not only endear him to his colleagues, but also inspire the trust and confidence of the citizen he serves. His leadership style is marked by transparency and willingness to listen to the concerns of the community and ensuring that law enforcement remains collaborative effort. We believe that your insights and experience will provide invaluable guidance to our students who aspire to become future leaders. Now, I would like to invite Thiru Gautam Goyal IPS to address the students and help them to embark their own path of leadership and service. The stage is yours, sir.
Good morning, everyone. So, I am very thankful to Sona School of Business and Management and the Vice Chancellor to give me such an opportunity to interact with you. So, what I am going to talk about is ethical leadership. There are many styles of leadership. All people have their own styles, but this is a kind of style which is becoming popular these days because we understand that all organizations, whether it's business, private or public, they have to operate in a society. So to operate in a society, we have to adhere certain norms. So before we delve into ethical leadership, you must understand what is the meaning of ethics. Some of you confuse it with morals, or some of you also confuse it with values. So these are very different terms: ethics, morals, and values. So let us talk about values. So value is very abstract construct. I mean, there are few words which you can feel, like happiness, it's a value. Honesty, it's a value. You can define it. And humility, it's a value. But morals is basically judgment based on these values. So each person or each individual has its own judgment of any given situation. So if I give you a situation, or I give you a person, you may judge him to be a moral or immoral depending upon your own considerations. But when it comes to ethics, ethics will mean that when we have a commune or a community, so we take certain rules, list them down, that okay, these are the values by which this community shall live, or these are the moral judgments which the community shall make, and these rules together will become ethics of that community. That community could be a business organization, that community could be as small as a village, or that community could be as big as a nation. So what we are going to talk about is ethical leadership. Next slide, please. So next. Okay, so basing all the management decisions on certain set of accepted collective values and morals. That's what I told, that when we talk about ethics, we are going to talk about a community. Since it's a leadership conclave, we are going to talk about an organization. An organization can be a business organization, or organization can be a public sector organization, because tomorrow all of you may end up in any of such. You may be a healthcare professional, you may come into government, or you may also end up in private sectors. Next, please. Okay, so these are the few features, not all the features, these are key features of an ethical organization. That are honesty, being truthful and open. They should be, basically you have to disclose. That's why many of the companies ask you to disclose, or many of the companies ask you to sign non-disclosure agreements, that you don't take out their secrets, trade secrets, and give it out in the open. Integrity. Acha, can anyone tell me what is the difference between honesty and integrity? Any one of you? You may give a try. Even dignitaries in the front row, what is the difference between honesty and integrity? A person can be dishonest and still he will have integrity. Integrity is consistency of those principles. For example, if I am honest and if I am consistent in all situations, then I am said to have integrity. If I am dishonest and I am dishonest in all situations, I will still have integrity. So you have to understand consistent behavior, whether honest or not. Then third is community, that is ownership. When you work in an organization, you have to become a part of it, and you have to feel yourself, be a part of it. Whatever you do, you put your personal interest aside and you work for that organization. And many times there will be conflicts of interest, where your personal interests are there and business organizational interests are there. And as an ethical leader, you may have to sacrifice them. Then respect, mutual trust between your subordinates, between your peer group, and those who are above the hierarchy. And finally, fair treatment without any discrimination on the basis of race, gender, age. So these are some of the few key features of any ethical organization. So nowadays, many of the private organizations, big organizations, are trying to live up to this. You may always see, first of all, whatever happens, we always criticize the government sector. Whatever happens in the society, we pin it on the government. But you may think that our constitution, that is Constitution of India, it is basically a code which specifies how we will be, all of us. And you should be happy to know, or proud to know that it's an ethical document, because it talks about all of this: justice, respect, community, integrity, and honesty. If you don't believe me, you can read the preamble. We, the people of India, solemnly resolve to constitute ourselves into sovereign socialist democratic republic. So we are defining how we want to live. And to treat each individual with dignity and respect. So this is all there in our makeup. It's just that we are still in the journey to achieve it. Next. So these are very common challenges. Challenges are many, but I have just picked out few of them because we have paucity of time. And it's itself a big, I would say, course if you want to delve into details of ethical leadership. Let us talk about conflict of interest. How many of you have gone through this ICICI versus Videocon battle which had taken place? Anyone? Okay. So it's whenever in your organization, there will be always be situations when your personal interest will come in conflict with business interest. In this particular case, what had happened is that this ICICI Bank had sanctioned a loan to the tune of 300 crores to Videocon. So it's a very normal process. Banks do this. But what was behind it, it's still a matter of investigation. I am just going to tell about the allegations that the CEO of ICICI was handing out loans to Videocon, who was related to the CEO of ICICI. And many of the norms were violated, which are in the bank's policy. Now ICICI may look like a private sector bank, but it has lot of public sector investment. So I understand that you have got the concept of conflict of interest. Second is discrimination. So discrimination we have already talked about, that many of you will come across. It may be based on your age. Many times, since you will feel that this person is older, he or she have nothing to add value to the organization. Or in these scenarios, at least in current scenarios, we always talk about the wage gap between different genders. That is, females are being paid less than males. So this is the current situation. And yesterday only, our Lok Sabha has passed the bill to clear this gap in the parliament by giving 1/3 of seats to the women. So this case, Abdullah versus Coca-Cola, it's 1990-2000. So it was basically blacks were being discriminated against the whites. And this was a class action lawsuit, which they won. Accountability and transparency, BCCI, all of you know. BCCI, again, it used to be a private organization, but then it was brought under the control of Supreme Court because there was public interest involved, because they were not transparent. They were having certain not the rules, but norms, which were not inconsistent with ethical behavior. For example, many states were getting more than 2 seats on the board of BCCI. Their funds were not regulated. So accountability means being answerable. In ethical organization, it will become very important to become answerable to all the stakeholders. But it will be very difficult also, because once you open this up, accountability and transparency, your work pressure is going to increase. I'll take an example from a government sector, that is Right to Information Act. So Government of India enacted it, Right to Information Act in 2005, thinking that it will open the doors of transparency. But for us, it has become a headache. Why? Because we get hundreds and thousands of applications in a single day. You think at the level of whole country that how many RTI applications are being received. Many of these applications are just to harass the public servants. But still, Government of India has taken this step so that it may become accountable and transparent. Then, ethical dilemmas. So again, this term may be new to you, but I'll just explain it. Ethical dilemma will be a situation in which you will have 2 or 3 options, but each will compromise on certain ethical principle. I'll take a simple example. Let's say there's a trolley and on a railway track, and the trolley is approaching very fast. And then you have diversions. That is, you can take it to the left or you can take it to the right. But on the left, there is 1 person standing. On the right, there are 5 persons standing. So where will you shift it? Will you kill the one person or will you kill 5 persons? Many of you will immediately say, let us kill the 1 person because it is better, at least we are saving 5 persons. But this is a utilitarian concept. That is, you are thinking in terms of maximum good for maximum number of people. But there are certain theories or certain understandings which always will tell you that even one life is also important. Another example I'll take. Tomorrow, let's say you are a healthcare professional and you have limited number of resources, and a situation comes when you can either save a 5-year-old child, or you can either save a 80-year-old octogenarian. So whom you will save? Many of you will immediately say that let us say 5-year child because he or she has entire life ahead of him. But again, you think you are discounting the experience which that 80-year guy may be having. You are discounting the effort which may he have put, or the value he's already bringing to society, and this 5-year kid may tomorrow turn out to be murderer, a criminal also. I mean, it's just a speculation, no? So these are ethical dilemmas which you are going to face in your organizations on daily basis. And social responsibility. So social responsibility may include environmental responsibility, which most of us now we have started thinking about, but it was not in our thought process few years back. So Bhopal gas tragedy, all of you might be knowing. And then CSR, you must be taught, I think most of you are being taught Companies Act, where corporate social responsibility is must. And many of our people, many of you might be thinking, since I am paying taxes, why should I pay another 2% of my company's income? But after a lot of research, people have found it is actually helpful in brand building. Corporate social responsibility allows you to connect with people. It increases employee satisfaction, because otherwise what will happen in private sector is people go office Monday to Friday, sit in their cubicles, come out, there is no connect with the society, and eventually they will feel unsatisfied with their lives. But if you give them a connection with the community, they are more likely to be inside the organization. And I'll give you a moral reason also. Many of us think that we are so meritorious that we don't owe society anything. We have everything. We have cleared some exam. We have come to this organization. We had read so much. We got education from this, that thing, and acquired some skills. Why should we pay to the society? But you have to think in this way, that the skills which you are having are being valued today by that society. Because society at this time thinks that those skills are relevant, or those skills should be valued. Think about the time when society starts ignoring those skills. Will you get that respect? Will you be selected? So basically, because the way the society is structured, you are basically one of the privileged ones. So that's why we have this concept of corporate social responsibility. And it is a challenge, because from your company funds, when you have to churn out money, it is not easy. Next slide, please. So what are the common strategies? Very common. I mean, it is far difficult than said how to do this, setting clear expectations. So what we do in government is we have code of conduct, through which we try to normalize behavior of the officers. And even in organizations also, they have code of conduct. And that has to be drilled down again and again. There may be a training session that how to behave in certain situations, but that needs to be done again and again, so that it becomes part of muscle memory. And leading by example, you know how Tatas are different from Ambanis? Why Tatas are still being respected? Okay, I don't have anything in Ambani, but whenever it comes to our mind, we think Ratan Tata is a leader, because he has certain qualities which he has exhibited himself. It comes very handy in our service also, because if I am not going on the ground, my men will think that I am sitting in the office and we are doing all the physical hard work. Even in government also, in army it is much more. Even the colonel or brigadier will go to the field and face bullets. All of you must have read about that. I think 4 days back, that incident which happened in Anantnag district, Jammu Kashmir, 1 colonel, 1 major and 1 DSP. So think about situation when they are sitting in the offices. Will the men be motivated? No. Similarly for you also, whatever organization you will go, you will have to lead by example. Whistleblower protection, anybody knows about this? Whistleblowers? So it means that many times certain practices will be there in your organizations which are not as per the norms or values of the organization. So do you have the guts to call it out? So this Mr. Satyendra Dubey was an officer of Indian Engineering Service, and it's a story of state of Bihar where he pointed out the anomalies in the Golden Quadrilateral project. Golden Quadrilateral project connects our 4 cities, major cities, and he was killed by the mafias. And later, after a lot of years, this case was detected. But whistleblower protection now, in 2014, it has become part of the public sector organizations. There is a separate act protecting that witness. Similarly, in your organization, do you have it? You have to think that do you protect those who are pointing out the mistakes? Or are you open? Or are you basically open to those challenges that it is going well or not? Promoting a culture of ethics. This is again reward and punishment basically. So you reward ethical behavior, you punish non-ethical behavior. Reward and punishment should never be late. As soon as you point out something, you correct it then and there itself. And if you think that something has gone well, you reward them. Simple. And collaborative decision making. So it's simple because when you put lots of mind together, you let go of lot of things. For example, biases. So we all have prejudice and biases in our decision making. But when we put lot of minds together, sometimes we may get different viewpoints, and we may also, in a business organization, you may also get a lot of insights, which as a person alone, I may not have. So that's why you have all these scrums as you go. I have come from a private sector, worked for 10 months. So you have lots of agile spirits, scrums, etc., where you come down and bog down on a lot of things, and then you make decisions. Next, please. Okay, so this is a very common checklist, which can be followed anytime, even when you are acting alone or acting as a leader. You can start with, will my action or decision violate any criminal or civil law? Many times, when you are doing insider trader practices, so you may think on it. Will this decision cause me to represent the facts? Will I need to withhold information? Will it harm anyone? Will my family be proud of it? Or what regrets decision called? If it was published in the media, would I change anything? And finally, am I doing any disparate treatment of my employees or not? So it's a very common checklist, but these first few are very important, that whether I am violating any law, it may be civil also, or it may be criminal. And second thing would be, am I misrepresenting any facts? Because lot of reporting happens in organizations, and lots of data is being generated. Sometimes that data is misrepresented. It's not that only private sectors do it. Even in public sector also, we find it that data are misrepresented. But once it comes to notice, we should rectify it. Last slide, I think. Next, please. Okay. So as I told that ethical leadership is an ongoing journey, and there will be challenges. But you have to stick to certain principles of the organization. And if tomorrow you will be leaders, so you will be in position to make those principles or set those principles. So if you are able to dwell or get people who adhere to those principles, you may actually have better results and more satisfaction in your work. I think that's all from my side. If you have any questions, please ask. You may ask something which is not related to this also, but since it's a leadership conclave, so.
Do you have any experience of, this ethical dilemma you were talking, right?
We actually face.
Do you have any
No, basically, actually, academically speaking, there is no way out to come out of it because both are conflicting principles. Either this is correct or that is correct. So you cannot come out of it. Only thing is that you will make a decision and you have to then justify it. Since we are in the government, we have to put a justification and we have to see the outcome. Simple example being sometimes many people come to us saying that, okay, this is my problem, and we'll find it that what he is telling is not legal, but he is worstly affected. Or sometimes in recruitment, we see that there are two persons of same merit. One is very poor and he's having no background, nothing. One is very rich, coming from very good background, but merit is same, home to select. So in those situations, it's the individual's own personal value which will come to rescue, and I may make certain decision, you may make certain decision. We cannot say that who made the right decision. That's why it's a dilemma. Otherwise, if there's a solution, it could have been there, but that's why it's called a dilemma. Yeah. Anything else?
So,
When you talk.
okay, so on the thing about ethical hacking, today cyber is becoming the main area. So ethical hacking, we do a lot of hackathons and other things. I'm sure our students here have taken part in many, and many of them do not know the limit. So is there anything that you can throw some light on?
So ethical hacking, first of all, the willingness has to come from the organization. When you may be basically teaching some techniques. As you said, you may be teaching some techniques of ethical hacking. Okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. So techniques will be always there, and each technique can go into any depth, and it can cross the limit also. But as long as you have a right set of MOU with the organization who is inviting you, like organization like Facebook, what they do is annually they call people and they tell that, okay, you hack our system. This is our website, and you please find out the issues with this website. What are the vulnerabilities? So now they're inviting you. So that is ethical hacking. But sometimes, nowadays what is happening is, it has happened in companies like Google, where some hackers hack into a system and then they hold the Google to ransom. That ransomware, basically. So that's wrong. Basically, let the organization contact you. If you are good enough, the organizations will call you. And let them come to you for their vulnerabilities rather than you exposing without their consent. So consent is very important. I think that answers. Consent is very important. Anything else?
So here, sir.
Okay, yeah, please.
So good morning, sir. This is Prince from first MBA. My question for you is there any particular incident that your intuitions went wrong?
My intuitions went wrong.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, many incidents. I mean, I'll make certain decision, but what will become of, for example, I'll quote, I went to a place, there is a place in road when I was posted there. So SKM Mills, I think the name is SK Mills. So I was doing my night patrolling, regular night patrolling, and I was called that there are around 300 people from Bihar, labor, which were gathered there. And I was just a night patrolling officer. I was not all the jurisdictional officer. So they told that they have gathered there, just go and speak and sort out the issue. So I did not have correct intuition or made a wrong decision to not call the strength. Take good strength with me, I just went like this. So at the spot, there were only 10-15 people from our side, and there were 300. And they were drunk or intoxicated. So after we are speaking for 15-16 minutes, immediately lots of stones started coming in. Nobody knew what's happening. Stones, logs, knives started coming on us, and we had to push back and wait for the strength. So this was my intuition which went wrong. I did not anticipate that this could lead to such things. And it happens on many occasions. We all are humans, we make decisions. So we have SOPs, but always all SOPs will not fall into all situations.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anything? Okay, we have one question.
Sir, what qualities an ethical leader should have, sir? What make them stand out of the crowd?
I think we have just discussed. Can we go to the slide just back? So these are the key features: honest, integrity, community, respect, justice. And next, please. No, after this. And then this is the qualities. Basically, ethical leader, whenever he or she is briefing
Yes.
his subordinates, he should have clear expectations. I expect this. This is a no. You cannot cross this. This is what you need to do. Basically, I'm not talking about how to tell your people to work, but these are the limits you can't cross. Similarly, leading by example, obviously, whistleblower protection, rewards and punishments, and you call all of them and then make decisions rather than making. So different models, no? Some people have authoritative decision making. Whatever I say should be the case. Some people call everybody on picture. So you need to strike a balance. When to go tough and when to go soft.
Sir, in a complex or critical situation, for example, fire accident, how the leader should be react, a situation leader, how can he react? Either he want to get the order from the top level priority or subordinate support, how he should able to react? Can able to violate the rules to recover the emergency situations?
As far as human life is concerned, there are no rules and regulations that it has to be rescued. So you can break open any building, okay, you can destroy any vessel to rescue the human life. Second thing is there are standard operating procedures. That's what I'm saying. Any organization can only stay in for long if there are no standard operating procedure. It will not work because leaders are also transitory. For example, you are working here today. You may go and work in some other organization. But you are actually a true leader if you have created a system. And that system sustains you. I mean, even after you. It may look very bad to say, but Britishers were very good leaders. They have created certain systems in this country. And they are sustaining till today. We have modified them to our own, I'll say, comfort, okay. But we need to create systems so that any situation comes, leader may understand that, okay, this is the SOP I have to follow, and there will be certain variations which he makes decisions on the moment. So we cannot say that we can be Singhams and just fall in situations. We have to follow systems and practices.
Thank you, sir.
Anything?
Last question. Anybody on the girl side?
Sir, as you said, the certain qualities of the ethical leader, how can an individual can develop their qualities, sir?
So actually there are two theories to it. First, in beginning, when we started this academia of leadership, then we used to say that leadership is an acquired is a trait which is inborn. Okay, for people like Napoleon or people like Gandhi, etc., we used to say that they are born with certain qualities. But now it has changed. Now people say that leadership traits can be acquired by practice. So basically, in our everyday decision making, we have to inculcate certain values and practices and consciously. For example, simple example, there is some seminar going on. If somebody asks you, okay, who is going to be leader of this team 1 or team 2? General thing in the mob is that nobody wants to come forward. That is a general practice of the mob. Everybody wants to stay at the back foot and enjoy the view. So leadership, any person who is leader, he or she will come forward, he'll take the charge, and he will also face ridicule. It is not always going to be very rosy. You will have to suffer a lot of repulsions from the society, from your subordinates, from your those people who are higher in the hierarchy. So you have to come forward and take charge of the situation, show willingness, and slowly you will develop it. I think that's all.
Like you mentioned the SOPs that you have, I'm sure your department has got SOPs, and I'm sure you have data over the last 3 years,
Yes,
5
yes.
years, 6 months. So what is the alarming things in Salem which can be addressed at a college level or a student level? Is there anything that you would like to highlight in this? And the second, if someone wants to become a police officer, what is the advice that you would give him or her?
Okay. So first thing is that problems with Salem you have asked. As such, with comparison to other places within in Tamil Nadu, problem is that Salem has lot of accidents. But when we compare it with other parts of Tamil Nadu, it has less. But it has high number of accidents because the traffic is large. The density of population is quite high. Around 15 lakh of people are staying in very small jurisdiction. So yes, one is traffic accidents. Second will be this narcotics. But again, if everything is relative. If you compare it with Tamil Nadu or if you compare it with other parts of the country, it's very less. Yeah. So the circulation of narcotics in Tamil Nadu as a whole or Salem is very less as compared to other parts. But still, the government is taking it very strictly and still they are going after it. Coming to your next part, third part is alcoholism, but again, it is everywhere. Okay. Coming to a question how to become a police officer, there are different methods and you have to choose your level, that at which level you want to operate. So as of now, as British India envisaged, so there are 4 levels of entry. First level is entry of a constable. Second level is entry at the level of sub-inspector. So these 2 exams are conducted by Tamil Nadu Uniform Recruitment Board, Services Recruitment Board. Third level is at the entry of TPS, that is Tamil Nadu Police Service. That is conducted by Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. And final level is in the IPS, that is conducted by Union Public Service Commission. So these are 4 levels, and it is not only for police, even in administrative service also, this will be the level. Even in railways, if you want to, tomorrow you want to be in railways, this is the same hierarchy it is followed. They will have a local level hiring, and then they will have a state level hiring, and there will be a national level hiring. So all exams are conducted by their respective commissions or boards. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for enriching our minds with qualities of leadership, ethical leader, and ways to nourish them. That was undoubtedly a source of inspiration and knowledge to our motivating young minds. Now I request our Vice Chairman to honor our guest.
Before I honor the guest of honor today, I would request you to stand up and give him a standing ovation, because on a lighter note, tomorrow when he catches you, you can smile and say, "Sir, ongle ketane." But on a serious note, he is coming from a very reputed organization like BITS Pilani, and engineer from BITS Pilani, and then taken up to police and serving the nation. Sir, thank you for your inspiring words.
Dear students, let's break for lunch now. We invite you all to join back by 2 p.m. sharply. Thank you so much.